12 things women appreciate more than saying, I love you. Old Stoic wisdom. Love is not about possession. Love is about appreciation. Osho. The most profound truths are often felt, not spoken. You've probably noticed that a man can hear I love you 100 times, yet still wander emotionally. Why? Because while those words hold weight, they're not always the flame. Often, they're only the spark. What we're about to explore, however, is the wildfire, the force that burns deeper than any phrase. Before we get into the heart of it, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and not for me, but for yourself. I'm sharing something from deep within, not just reciting facts or reading a script. I'm giving you insights that go beyond logic, straight into your soul. If you're ready to stop decoding his actions and start feeling understood while keeping his gaze locked on you, then you're in the right place. Let's paint a picture. Picture yourself walking into a room, same outfit, same smile, but there's a shift. It's not about chasing his attention anymore. It's about commanding presence. You sit next to him with an unspoken authority, as if he would feel it if he didn't notice. That's not chance. It's power. Attraction isn't about turning heads. It's about turning souls. True allure doesn't come from trying harder. It comes from becoming unforgettable. At some point, society fed us a lie that words like, I love you are the key to a man's heart. That if you say it enough, he'll be locked into commitment. Let me be clear. Men don't stay because they're told to. They stay because they feel drawn in, because there's an invisible force pulling them toward you. A man's commitment isn't just in his ears, it's in his senses. It's in how he remembers the feel of your touch, the sound of your laughter, and the way you walk away, not out of anger, but because you trust your worth. This woman is unforgettable, not because she tries harder, but because she shows up with emotional precision. She knows that sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Her presence says more than I love you ever could. We're not here to give generic advice. We're here to offer you 12 powerful ways to make him feel love in a way that makes those 3 words pale in comparison. This message is for women who already know they're enough, but are ready to become unshakable. It's time to break every rule that's told you to hold back, to make you believe that being too much was something to avoid. But here's the truth, too much, when it's rooted in confidence, is exactly what becomes addicting. You're not here to be polite, you're here to be felt. And this, my friends, is not fluff. It's a call to arms. Soul work disguised as relationship wisdom. By the end of this, I don't want you to just understand your power. I want you to embody it. So, if you're with me, repeat these words now. I am the gravity, not the magnet, not the bait, the gravity. Because when you become that force, nothing in the universe can pull him away. Let's set this fire ablaze. Stay with me. Number 1, the power of undivided attention. Picture this. You're at dinner with him, the soft jazz playing, the perfect ambience, and he's telling you a story that matters to him. But then, your phone buzzes. Just a quick glance, nothing urgent. But when you look back, something has changed. His voice is still warm, but the spark in his eyes is gone. You feel it too. That moment slipped away. Life is busy, work, friends, distractions. But in that split second, he felt unseen, like he was sharing space with you, but not truly with you. Men may not say it, but they feel it when your attention drifts. And while he won't ask you to stay present, he'll pull back from showing you the parts of himself that need your attention. Love isn't built on grand gestures. It's made in those quiet moments of undivided attention. Here's the truth. You don't need to beg for his attention. When you lead with presence, you become the energy that draws him in. A woman who commands attention doesn't shout for it. She simply embodies it. And that's how unforgettable women move. It's not about grand declarations. It's about making him feel like he's the only one in the room, even in a crowd. He might not remember the I love you texts, but he'll never forget the moment when you looked at him like you were fully present, like you didn't want to be anywhere else but with him. That kind of attention is what men crave. So, be there, not just physically, but with your soul. Be present, because in a world full of distractions, the woman who gives her undivided attention becomes unforgettable. But first, drop these 4 words in the comments right now. I am the presence. Say it. Claim it. Become it. Number 2, touch that lingers, not just passes. Real connection comes from a touch that lingers, not one that simply passes by. Picture this: he walks in after a demanding day, worn and weighed down by the burdens men often carry quietly. You stand there, offering not a half-hearted pat or a distracted squeeze, but a full embrace. You pull him in, arms wrapped tightly around him, your heart pressing close. You hold him for 7 solid seconds, breathing together without distraction. In those moments, everything changes. His tension fades, his body softens, and even without words, you communicate a message that's far more powerful than anything verbal. I'm here. You're safe. You're not alone in this. This is not just a touch of the skin, it's a touch of the soul. Men may not always know how to ask for this kind of connection, but their instincts crave it. Their nervous system absorbs it. The heart feels it deeply. Real touch, intentional, deliberate, grounded, speaks to a man in ways words never could. It says, I'm still choosing you. Men often don't express their need for affection, but don't mistake their silence as indifference. A fast kiss, a quick touch, those are mere tasks, but a lingering touch, one that comes from presence and intention, rewires everything. It's like noise versus music. The rushed, dismissive touch is forgettable, but the steady, connected touch is transformative. Don't let him become an afterthought in your daily rush. When you reach out to him, make it count. Hold him like he's your home. Let him lean into you and feel the assurance that comes from your embrace. His shoulders will relax, his heart will open, and the bond you share will deepen. Not from lust, but from trust, warmth, and the security of knowing you're his constant. It's that touch that doesn't just pass by but settles deep, planting roots into the foundation of your connection. And remember this, it's not just about the touch, it's about the energy behind it. That's when the magic happens. Never underestimate the power of a touch that lingers. Let him feel it. Let him know it. You must make this a practice, not a fleeting gesture. This is how you build intimacy. This is how you keep the bond strong. The Stoic wisdom tells us that a man's heart is not swayed by words alone, but by actions, by presence, by trust. Make this touch a cornerstone of your relationship. Number 3, hold space for his unspoken. There are moments in a man's life when words aren't enough, when the noise of the world drowns out his need for peace, for someone to truly be with him, without expectation, without urgency. Men aren't always taught to show their vulnerability, often raised with the unspoken rule that emotions are a weakness. But the truth is, every man carries weight, invisible burdens that he may not express, not because he doesn't want to, but because he hasn't been shown how to. That's where you come in. Women often think that saying, I love you is enough, but let me tell you this. What he needs most is not your words, but your presence. He doesn't need you to solve his problems, to rush in with solutions or quick fixes. What he craves is space, a place where he can breathe, a place where his silence doesn't need to be filled with more noise. As powerful as he may be, even the strongest man has moments of fragility, moments where the weight of life presses down, and he needs someone who understands that. Sometimes the most important thing in a whole day is the rest we take between 2 deep breaths, says Etty Hillesum. And it's true. There is power in holding space for him, in being calm amidst his storm. Let him crumble when he needs to. Don't push him to talk. Don't rush him to fix his feelings. Just sit beside him, fully present, offering no words, but offering everything you have. Let him be. Let him release his emotional armor, piece by piece, because when he does, it's not weakness. It's a gift, a rare opportunity for true connection. In these moments, you don't need to fill the silence. You need to become the silence he can trust, the safe harbor where his rawness can unfold. You must be the steady hand, the silent strength. Your ability to hold space for him is what makes you irreplaceable, what transforms you from the woman he shares a bed with to the one he confides in. This act of holding space, of being calm in a world that constantly demands action, is one of the greatest gifts you can give him. The quieter you become, the more you are able to hear, said Rumi. And this holds true in your relationship as well. He needs to feel that your silence is not empty, but full of understanding, full of love. And when you offer that, you give him the greatest gift of all trust. You offer him the permission to be imperfect, to feel deeply, and still know that he is loved, still know that he is safe. Don't just be there. Be the space that allows him to breathe, to break, and to rise again. That is real strength. That is true love. Number 4, dress like desire. Dress like desire. Don't do it to impress anyone, least of all him. Do it because you are the flame, and he's fortunate enough to feel the heat. Picture this. It's been a hectic week. You've been in leggings, messy bun, oversized hoodie. The routine is in full swing, and life's chaos demands your energy. But tonight, you choose to change the narrative. You slip into that dress, the one that flatters every curve, the one that he can't help but admire. You step into the room, and for a fleeting moment, he freezes. He looks at you as if he's seeing you for the first time. It's not about the dress, it's about the intention. It's the message you silently convey: I still want to turn you on, even after the routine, the errands, and the years. That speaks volumes without uttering a single word. But here's the truth. Dressing up isn't about keeping him interested. It's about recognizing your own power. When you feel sexy, alive, magnetic, you don't just capture his attention. You catch your own reflection and say, damn, I still got it. As the great philosopher Epictetus once said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Apply that here. Dress not to fulfill others' expectations, but to fulfill your own. You are a force of nature, a vibrant, radiant being who deserves to feel powerful and in control, not just in the way you dress, but in the way you live. Men are visual creatures, yes, but they crave more than what meets the eye. They crave the energy of a woman who walks into a room and commands attention without speaking a word. A woman who carries herself with the confidence of someone who knows her value, even when life pushes her to the periphery. When you move with that kind of energy, they can't help but be drawn to you. You dress for yourself, not for him. It's about rekindling the connection with the version of you that knows she's still the fire. The woman who refuses to be dimmed by life's responsibilities or the passage of time. Your power isn't in the clothes you wear. It's in the fire that burns within you. And every time you remember that, every time you choose to dress with intention, you're taking a stand for your own self-worth. To be the master of your life, you must remember that you are the prize, not him. A man who dares to waste 1 hour of time has not discovered the value of life, said Charles Darwin. Don't waste another moment being anything less than who you truly are. Embrace your inner power. Dress like the woman you are meant to be. You don't need anyone's validation. You've got everything you need within you. When you dress up, when you step into your full power, you're not just attracting the eyes of others. You're reminding yourself that you're worthy of everything you desire. So, from now on, don't let the routine, the errands, or the years distract you from the truth you are the flame. The world may try to dull your shine, but only you have the power to reignite it. Wear what makes you feel unstoppable, because when you do, you'll see the reflection of a woman who knows her worth. Number 5. Your health is his future. Your health is his future. Every time you lace up your sneakers, sip that green juice, or take a deep, mindful breath, you're saying without words, I plan to be here, alive, for this love. It's not about the number on a scale or trying to fit into some fleeting ideal. No, this is about the promise you make to him and to yourself, that you're in this for the long haul. You're stretching, moving, living, not for vanity, but for the vows you make in silence. The vow that says, I want to be here, not just today, but for all the years, all the decades, and the life we still have yet to live together. That green smoothie you drink, It's not a punishment. It's a promise. Because here's the unshakable truth. Your health isn't just yours. It's his peace of mind. Every moment you invest in yourself, every time you choose to care for your body, manage your stress, and fuel yourself like you're worth it, you're showing him something sacred. You're showing him a woman who plans to stick around, a woman who doesn't just say, "I love you," but demonstrates it through every walk, every rep, every breath, each action, no matter how small, says loud and clear, "I want a future with you, and I'm willing to fight for it. I know the mind can get in the way." You might think, what if he doesn't notice? What if he's not taking care of himself? Let me make this crystal clear. Your discipline is never wasted. Even when it's quiet, it leads, it inspires, it sets the tone for what a healthy, loving relationship looks like. Self-care isn't selfish, it's shared care. And when you treat your body with respect and reverence, you remind him that this life you're building together is worth protecting. You must show him that you're in this for the long run, not just through words, but through every action that radiates love and commitment. That's real love. That's what he sees when he watches you invest in yourself. And it's the kind of love that stands the test of time. Don't doubt for a second that what you're doing matters. It matters more than you can imagine. Number 6. Feed his body, but nourish his spirit. Feed his body, but nourish his spirit. You've heard it before. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. But here's the twist. It's not just the food that matters, it's the thought and care behind it. Picture this. It's a Tuesday evening. Nothing special. Just another day in the grind. You're both exhausted. The world outside your door is noisy and indifferent, but there's a small moment of calm. He walks into the kitchen, and there you are, preparing his favourite meal. Not because it was easy or quick, but because you knew exactly what would bring him comfort, what would make him feel home, what would remind him that he's cared for. No words are spoken, but the gesture speaks volumes. You see, food for a man is never just food. It's a memory, an emotion, a token of how well you know him. It's you, taking the time to show him that you see him, even when no one else does. And though he might not say it, his deep, satisfied exhale says everything. You might be thinking, I'm not here to play house or serve anyone. I get it. But this isn't about some outdated notion of domestic duty. It's about emotional intelligence. It's about understanding that the small things often carry the most weight. What you're really communicating isn't submission, it's connection. You're telling him, I see you. I remember what makes you smile, and I want to take the burden off your shoulders for just a moment. I want to nourish your soul, not just your body, because that's what makes the difference, the little things. It's not about cooking gourmet meals every night or being a perfect chef. It's about showing up with a meal that speaks to him, whether it's his favourite comfort food or a dish that brings memories flooding back. You're feeding his heart, not just his stomach. Even if you mess it up, burn a little, spill a bit of flour, get a little chaotic in the kitchen, he won't care. He's not judging the meal, he's feeling the love and effort behind it. Men are often told to be strong, silent, and self-reliant. They're expected to keep it together and never show weakness. But every now and then, what they really need is to be shown that they matter, that someone is there to take care of them without expecting anything in return. When you cook for him with intention, you're doing just that. You're giving him a moment of softness, a feeling of being cherished in a world that demands him to be tough. That's the power of a meal made with care. When he walks into a room filled with the smell of something made just for him, he doesn't just feel full, he feels chosen, valued, seen. And trust me, that feeling doesn't fade with the last bite. It lingers long after the meal is finished, settling in his heart and mind. This isn't about impressing him with your cooking skills or performing some domestic role. It's about taking the time to show that you care, to nurture him in the way he needs most. Feed him, not to please, not to perform, but because it's one of the simplest, yet most profound ways to say, I see you, I appreciate you, and I'm here for you. Number 7. Freedom is the new seduction. Freedom is the ultimate seduction, and it's time you understand just how powerful that truth can be. Picture this. He's lounging on the couch, headphones in, deeply engrossed in a video game or some documentary on topics that, frankly, don't interest you in the slightest. Motors, space exploration, ancient battles, take your pick. You walk by, glance over, and instead of sighing or complaining about the lack of attention, you smile, nonchalantly say, "Enjoy your time, babe. I'll see you after." No guilt trip, no heavy energy, just calm, effortless peace. In that moment, he looks up at you, not with guilt or fear, but with a sense of relief, a quiet realization of how safe and comfortable it feels to be with a woman who doesn't cling to him for validation or connection. Let me tell you this, a man who is trusted with space will always return more fully to you. If you want to be truly irresistible, stop panicking when he pulls away to recharge. Healthy love isn't about constantly being in each other's orbit. It's about being present even when apart. A man doesn't need you every second, but he needs to know that when he steps away, you aren't falling apart behind him. This, my friends, is the secret to seducing a man in a world filled with needy women who demand constant attention. To put it bluntly, a woman who lets a man miss her is the one who is missed the most. So when he says he's hanging out with the guys, going for a solo drive, or getting lost in his own thoughts and hobbies, don't take it as a rejection. Don't assume that it's a sign of distance. Instead, view it as an investment in him. Understand that he's recharging, finding his own sense of wholeness, and doing what he needs to do to bring his best self back to you. You don't lose him by letting him breathe. You keep him by giving him the freedom to breathe and watching how he returns to you with even more depth and appreciation. That is the essence of love and attraction. True freedom doesn't suffocate. A woman who trusts in herself and her partner enough to allow space is not just a partner, she's a sanctuary. Men don't want to feel trapped in relationships where they are constantly tethered to another person's emotional needs. They crave the freedom to be themselves, to explore their own interests, and to return to their loved ones with a sense of refreshment and longing. When you allow him the space to have his own world, to engage with his passions, you create the most powerful bond of all, one built on respect, independence, and deep, undying connection. Now, let me tell you why this matters. In a world where emotional dependency runs rampant, where women are often taught to be needy to feel loved, you have to be the woman who does the opposite. You must break the cycle. Be the one who understands that love isn't measured by how much time you spend together. It's measured by how deeply you connect when you're apart. When you stop demanding constant attention, you show him that you don't need him to complete you. You are already whole. That is the powerful message you send when you trust him with his space. To truly seduce a man in today's world, where relationships often crumble under the weight of neediness, you must embody the strength of freedom. Don't smother him with your presence. Instead, let him feel your absence. And when you're together, make every moment count. This is how you create a love that not only survives, but thrives. The space you give him becomes the very thing that pulls him closer to you. So, don't cling. Don't chase. Be the woman who gives him room to breathe, and watch how deeply he returns to you, ready to give you all of himself. Number 8. Drop the quickie like a fire starter. In life, you must understand that intimacy isn't defined by the time spent, but by the intensity of the connection and the spontaneity in the moment. This isn't about the slow, calculated acts that come with ceremony. It's about the unexpected, the passion that strikes without warning. Imagine a scene your partner walks past you, towel low on his hips, unaware that you're already aware of him. You're folding laundry, thinking about your day, but then something shifts in the air. Without hesitation, without rituals, you reach for him. It's not planned. It's not perfect. It's pure, raw, unscripted desire. There's no need for candles, no need for music, just a moment, a touch, a kiss, a whisper of energy that speaks louder than anything you've said all day. This is not about performing or using sex to keep him around. It's about showing him that under all your calm, all your control, there's an undeniable fire that flickers for him, and him alone. Love is not about possession. Love is about appreciation, said Osho. And this, right here, is exactly what women need to remember. Desire doesn't always require a plan. Sometimes it just needs permission. A simple touch, a spontaneous act. These are the things that ignite the most lasting memories. The surprise, the knowing smirk afterward, the subtle reminder that you want him. That's what sticks with him. That's what stays with him long after the moment passes. A burning memory that lingers. So, let go of the conventional. Don't be afraid to spark something unexpected. It isn't about the strategy. It's about that raw, undiluted connection that stays with him, fuels his thoughts, his emotions, like a song he can't stop humming. That single moment continues to reverberate in his mind. And that is how you make a mark. Drop the quickie, not with hesitation, but with authority. It's not about the length of time. It's the force, the impact. It's in your presence. As Tony Robbins says, the only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment. And here, the commitment is to the moment. No apologies, no excuses, just pure, unfiltered desire. It's the spark that starts a fire, the unexpected touch that leaves a lasting impression. You must master the art of making these moments count. You must make him feel that you still burn for him. That is how you keep the flame alive. You must drop the quickie, not as a strategy, but as a reminder that life, love, and intimacy are about presence, not perfection. And when you do, the connection will last longer than any planned, meticulous act ever could. Number 9. Thank her for the invisible things. Imagine a man, caught in the everyday grind, moving silently behind the scenes, carrying groceries, fixing the leaky faucet, grabbing your favourite snack on a whim, no questions asked, no applause sought. The truth is, he's not doing it for recognition. But somewhere, deep inside, he's asking himself, does she even notice? And that's when you step in. Don't overwhelm him with over-the-top praise or meaningless flattery. What truly matters is the power of an unexpected, genuine thank you. It's not about him needing it, but him deserving it. Men, real men, don't often ask for acknowledgement, but when it arrives, even in the quietest, simplest form, something shifts within them. You've seen it, haven't you? That small change in his eyes when you say, "Thank you for handling that. I saw what you did, even if I didn't acknowledge it right away." It's not just a thank you you're offering. It's a silent declaration. You are not invisible. Your effort doesn't go unnoticed. You matter to me, deeply. That recognition doesn't simply inflate his ego. It nourishes his spirit. Men want to know that their contributions aren't lost in the hustle of everyday life, that the weight they carry isn't invisible. It doesn't need to be flashy. A simple, sincere word of appreciation goes a long way. Sure, life is busy for both of you. You're juggling your own responsibilities, needing to feel seen and appreciated too. But here's the secret: the woman who recognizes what others overlook, the one who doesn't simply expect but actively appreciates, creates a bond that isn't easily broken. You must see him, not just for the grand gestures, but for the little, often unnoticed things he does. A thank you, delivered when it's least expected, rewires something deep inside both of you, strengthening the relationship in a way words alone cannot. When you take the time to express genuine gratitude, you're not only changing the way he sees himself in the relationship, but also reinforcing the foundation you're both building together. Don't wait for him to ask for validation. Be the one to offer it, and watch how it transforms your connection. The man who feels appreciated doesn't just feel loved, he feels empowered, seen, and capable of giving even more. You don't need grand gestures. Sometimes, all it takes is a simple thank you, and that's what truly makes him rise. Number 10. Ask her opinion, then listen like it matters. Ask her opinion, then listen as though it holds weight. You don't need her advice. You crave connection. When a man's words influence your decisions, that's where intimacy blooms. Imagine, ladies, you're lounging on the couch, scrolling through vacation spots or deliberating over that work email, asking for a tough call. Sure, you could call your sister, text your best friend, or scour through Google, but instead you turn to him, glance into his eyes, and ask, "What do you think I should do?" Not out of frustration, not sarcastically, but because you genuinely value his perspective. That's the moment he straightens a little, pauses thoughtfully, and offers his advice, not to fix you, not to dominate your choices, but simply to show up for you. In that second, he no longer feels like a spectator in your life. He becomes a teammate, a protector, a man with a purpose in your world. Here's the kicker. Men want to feel useful, not in the outdated sense of providing and protecting, but in being valued for their mind, their insight, and their unique perspective. He's not your personal Google search bar. He's your partner. And when you engage with him like he has wisdom to offer, you may just find that he's got more to show than you expected. This isn't about handing over your decisions to him. It's about inviting him into your world. It's about saying, "You're not just here to love me. You're here to walk beside me." Whether it's asking which shirt he thinks you should wear for dinner or which photo you should post, it's never about the decision itself. It's about the conversation, the act of telling him, "Your voice matters in my life." And that, my friends, is intimacy at its finest. For a man, when he realizes that his words have an impact, that his opinion can steer even the smallest moments of your day, he shows up for you in ways that go deeper than you may even expect. It's not about control. It's not about dominating your choices. It's about influence. It's the kind of influence that pulls him closer, that builds trust, and that strengthens the bond between you. So don't assume he's just another person on the sidelines of your decisions. Be bold and ask him. Be intentional in showing him that his perspective matters in ways that count. You must understand when a man feels like his voice shapes your world, even in the smallest of ways. He'll be more invested, more connected, and more present than ever before. And that's the magic of a true partnership, one that thrives not on grand gestures, but on the quiet moments where a man's opinion makes a difference. And let's be honest, that's far more valuable than a simple "I love you." Number 11, speak into his strength. Men, you need to understand something crucial. There's a part of you that wonders, deep down, if you're truly enough. And it doesn't matter how strong you appear on the outside. You've got a voice inside that questions whether you measure up. You might never voice it, but it's there. This is why recognition matters. When a woman notices the little things you do without needing to be asked, like the way you turn the lid off that peanut butter jar, or take out the trash without a word, without expecting anything in return, something inside you shifts, that subtle shift in posture, that quiet pride. It's real, she says. "I love how you just take care of things without me having to ask." You might not think much of it, but to him, those words pierce deep, striking a chord that no performance or shallow praise ever could, because real power isn't in the flattery. It's in the quiet acknowledgement of his effort, the small victories that, to him, often go unnoticed. And that's the key. You must see him, truly see him, for all the quiet things he does. It's not just about fixing things, providing, or being the protector. It's about being recognized for the quiet, persistent efforts. It's about feeling emotionally safe in a relationship, knowing his presence matters, that you appreciate not just the big gestures, but the everyday acts of care. A man needs to know that who he is and what he does is seen. He needs to hear, "I love you for showing up every day, for doing the hard work, for just being here, present and reliable." Attraction, real attraction, isn't simply physical. It's emotional security wrapped in admiration. Think about it. You want a man to feel like a king. Then speak into his strength. Appreciate the small things. Recognize the unspoken acts of love and dedication. When you do that, when you show him, "I see you," you'll unleash the full power of attraction. You'll create a bond that goes deeper than surface-level looks or words. You'll earn his loyalty, his trust, and his heart in ways that nothing else can. Take it from the Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. By recognizing his effort, you affirm his worth, making him feel like the man he aspires to be. Recognize his victories, speak into his strength, make him feel enough. That's how you build a lasting, powerful connection. You don't need grand gestures, you need real recognition. Do that, and watch your relationship soar. Number 12. Frame the memory. Show the now. Frame the memory. Show the now. A photo on a nightstand isn't just decoration, it's a quiet testament of devotion. It's the unspoken message that says, "This moment we shared. It meant something." Imagine it a regular Sunday, perhaps with the soft hum of music in the background as you go about your day, cleaning up, doing the little things. Your gaze shifts, and there it is, a framed photo of the two of you laughing, arms tangled together, sun casting a warm glow. Maybe it's from a vacation, or perhaps it's just a stolen moment, captured in the kitchen, a spontaneous image of a love glowing between the two of you. You don't even remember posing for it, but somehow it feels like you now. You feel it deeply, because the photo isn't just a picture, it's a memory, a moment frozen in time. Now, imagine him catching sight of it too, just passing by, and in that brief second, something shifts, something softens. He doesn't just see the photo, he sees himself in it, through your eyes. He sees love, he sees belonging, he sees that he's been chosen, honoured, valued enough to be captured in this frame. It's not just a room decoration, it's a symbol of a bond that can't be put into mere words. You're not just decorating your space, you're honouring the relationship, the connection, and the history you're building together. When you print that photo, frame it, and place it somewhere visible, not just on your phone, but in your living space, you're sending a powerful message. You're saying, "This meant something to me." It still does. You're reminding him, without a word, that love isn't just something you say when the lights go down. It's something you show when life rushes by and the world keeps moving at breakneck speed. Here's the thing. Women appreciate more than just the grand declarations of, "I love you." They want something real, something tangible. They want you to show up in ways that go beyond words. A framed photo on a nightstand speaks louder than any fleeting promise. It's a daily reminder that the love you share is not just a passing feeling. It's something anchored, something worth cherishing. That framed memory becomes part of the rhythm of your life together. Every glance at it isn't just a glance at the past. It's a nod to the present, a reminder of the connection you share right now, today. You must be aware of this, because it's the small, thoughtful gestures that speak volumes. Don't let love be something you only say out loud. Show it in your actions, in the quiet moments that others may overlook, but that she notices deeply. Frame the memories, live in the now, and make it clear that the love you share is not just a fleeting moment in time, but a continuous presence that's built into every part of your life. When she sees that photo, when she feels the weight of your shared moments, she knows, without you even saying it, that she is seen, she is cherished, and that love is something more than just words. That, my friend, is what women truly appreciate. Number 13. Patience in the face of challenges. Patience in the face of challenges. This is the essence of true strength in a relationship. You must grasp this patience communicates care in ways that no words can ever match. Life is full of difficulties, and emotions often rise like storms in the distance. But the man who understands the power of patience becomes a steady force in a woman's life, a pillar of support when everything else seems chaotic. When emotions flare, when things get difficult, a patient partner offers more than comfort. He offers a foundation. Patience is not simply the ability to wait, it's how we behave while we're waiting, Joyce Meyer said. And this is wisdom you must carry. Women don't just need affection. They don't just need you to say, "I love you" over and over again. They need you to show them through action, especially in times of difficulty, that your love is unshakable, that you are there to stand with them, no matter how stormy the sea may get. This is where patience comes in. Patience shows you are committed to the long term, not just in the easy moments, but in the hard ones, too. The reality is, emotions fluctuate, problems come up, it's inevitable. But instead of rushing to fix things, rushing to take the pain away, you need to step back and understand. Sometimes, the greatest thing you can do is allow her the time and space to process what she's going through, to heal. She's not asking for quick solutions. She's asking for your presence, your understanding, and your patience as she works through her feelings. The greatest events, they are not always the ones we expect. They are the ones that find us while we have the patience to withstand. Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, he understood that strength is often found in holding firm during uncertain times, in not rushing through the difficulty, but facing it with calm and composure. You must learn to be that calm. You must become the steady hand she can lean on when life gets unpredictable. Patience is not a passive thing. It's an active choice, one you make every time you resist the urge to fix, to interrupt, to overreact. You must allow her to breathe, to feel, and to take her time. There's nothing more powerful than the gift of space given with understanding. And in this space, something remarkable happens. It's in the silence, the waiting, that trust is built. The confidence to be vulnerable comes when a woman knows she can feel her emotions, express her struggles, and not have to worry about being rushed through them. You must make the choice every day to show up as the person who's not afraid of the mess. Be the one who stands strong when life tests her, when emotions are raw, and when it feels like everything is on the edge of breaking. Don't rush to fix. Don't rush to solve. Hold the line. This patience, this unwavering calm, does more than just heal wounds. It strengthens the bond between you. It creates a connection that goes deeper than simple affection. By showing patience, you offer her something rare, a safe space to be herself, without the fear of being judged or hurried. It is through this patience that true intimacy is built. As you remain steadfast and steady, she will come to know that no matter what comes, you are not going anywhere. You are there to weather the storm with her. Love is not about what we say, it's about what we do. And in these moments, when patience becomes your greatest strength, your actions will speak volumes. You must master patience. It's not enough to just be there when things are good. You need to be the one who remains strong in the bad times as well. It is through this quiet strength that your relationship will thrive. By showing patience in moments of crisis, you communicate to her that your commitment is not just a passing emotion. It is a constant, steady force in your life together. Your relationship will be tested. Challenges will come. But in the face of these trials, you have the power to show up not with words, but with actions that prove your love. Don't hurry through the pain. Don't rush through the difficulties. Stand firm. Give her the space she needs, the time she needs, and in return, you will create a bond that is unbreakable. Be the calm she needs. Be the rock she can depend on. That is the kind of love women truly appreciate, not the fleeting words, but the quiet strength of patience, the foundation that supports everything else. You must be patient. This is your duty, your mission, and in doing so, you will achieve a level of connection that others can only dream of. Number 14, a sense of humour that lightens the mood. A sense of humour, more than any sentimental phrase, is a rare gift that women deeply appreciate in a partner. Don't be fooled into thinking that words like, "I love you," will always do the trick. Sometimes, what she really needs is someone who can make her laugh, someone who can lighten the mood in the darkest of times. Laughter is, after all, the best medicine. It's the antidote to stress, to frustration, and even to sadness. It's not just about cracking a joke for the sake of it. It's the ability to see the world with a sense of playfulness, to recognize the absurdities of life, and to turn those moments into shared experiences that bring you both closer together. It's about having someone who can take a heavy situation, whether it's a bad day at work, an argument, or the weight of life's challenges, and find a way to ease the tension with humour without dismissing the seriousness of what's happening. That is something that goes beyond the typical displays of affection. It's the understanding that life doesn't need to be taken too seriously all the time. You must be the kind of person who knows when to crack a smile, when to share a laugh, and most importantly, when to bring joy into a relationship without trying too hard. What's invaluable isn't just the jokes themselves, but your ability to be there when it matters the most. You can't just be the clown in the good times. You must also be the one who can bring a little levity to the tough times. Be the person who lifts her spirits when everything seems bleak, who helps her see the brighter side, even when the world feels like it's closing in. That's the kind of man she truly appreciates. In those moments when she's feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or unsure of herself, you don't need to offer the perfect solution or to speak words of wisdom. What she really needs is someone who can make her smile, who can make her feel lighter, if only for a moment. Don't just wait for the good moments to show your humor. Be the one who brings that spark of joy, even in the middle of a tough conversation or a difficult day. Humor isn't about ignoring the problems. It's about giving her the space to feel lighter, to take a break from the pressure, and to reconnect with the things that really matter. It's not about grand gestures or trying too hard. It's about the simple things, the small moments of humor that show her you care. That's something that speaks louder than any cliché. A well-timed joke, a playful comment, or just an inside joke between the two of you can make all the difference. It shows her that you're not just a serious partner who only speaks in weighty words. You're also someone who can make her laugh, someone who can help her take life a little less seriously without losing sight of the things that really matter. You must never forget that humor is a powerful tool for connection. It's not just a way to entertain, it's a way to build intimacy, trust, and a deeper bond with the person you love. When you make her laugh, you show her that you are more than just a partner. You are her refuge, her safe place, her reason to smile even when things aren't perfect. And let's face it, that's the kind of partner every woman wants. Someone who makes her feel lighter, happier, and more herself. It's crucial to understand that humor isn't just about making her laugh in the easy moments. It's about being a source of light in the tough ones. 2. You must be the one who shows her that despite everything life throws your way, there is always room for laughter, always a way to find joy, even in the midst of chaos. This is what she values more than anything, being able to share in laughter, in moments of joy, and knowing that no matter how challenging things get, you'll be right there with her, ready to laugh, to lighten the mood, and to make life just a little bit better. That's something you can't put into words, but you can show through your actions. Be the one who makes her laugh when she least expects it, but needs it the most. That is what she appreciates, far more than the simple words that so often fail to truly capture the depth of your affection. You must be the one who not only says, "I love you," but proves it through your actions, through your ability to bring laughter and lightness into her life every single day. This is a gift that transcends words. It's the power of humor, and it's something every woman truly cherishes. Number 15. Consistent reliability over grand gestures. Consistency speaks louder than grand gestures. It's not the flashy surprises that win her heart. It's the quiet, dependable commitment that earns her trust. Day after day, week after week, your reliability forms the bedrock of a powerful relationship. This isn't about fleeting passion or temporary thrills. It's about showing up, being present, and proving that you're someone she can always count on. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." What he meant was simple. Don't waste time chasing the momentary. Focus on the constant, on what you can control, the actions that build trust. When she knows she can depend on you, when she knows you'll keep your word, it establishes a foundation stronger than any single act of romance could. Love isn't shown just by words, it's shown by deeds. Actions speak louder than words, they say, and there's truth in that. Prove your love, not with flowery declarations, but through consistent, reliable action. This consistency over time brings a profound stability to the relationship, and stability, not excitement, is the foundation for trust. Show her, day after day, that you are a rock she can lean on, Life is filled with uncertainty, chaos, and challenge. These are the times when she'll appreciate your dependability the most. A man who doesn't just promise, but delivers. Who doesn't just plan a surprise once in a while, but shows up each day with steady support, is a man who commands respect and love. You must be someone who doesn't fade with the seasons, but remains constant, solid, and true. Let's get one thing straight. Women don't need you to sweep them off their feet with lavish gestures. They need you to be there, to keep your promises, to support them when they are vulnerable, and to push them when they need strength. The ancient philosopher Seneca said, "A good character, like good coin, is tested in the fire." You want your character tested? Show up every day, consistently. Let your word be your bond. Don't just promise to take care of her in the good times. Take care of her when life isn't easy. That is where real love resides. Not in the words, not in the grandiose moments, but in the daily actions that prove your loyalty and commitment. Women appreciate men who do the right thing even when no one is watching. That's the power of consistency. It's more than just a habit. It's a choice you make every single day. Don't underestimate the importance of showing up in little ways. Help her with the small things. Be involved in her life, not just when it's convenient for you, but when it matters to her. Don't just be present in the good times. Be there when things go sideways. This might not seem like a grand gesture, but let me assure you, it's far more valuable. The small, consistent actions pile up and become the very fabric of the relationship. They form the US in your partnership. A man who is reliable is a man who is trusted, and trust is the bedrock of all great relationships. Without it, even the most passionate love is a house built on sand. You want to be a man she looks up to? You want her to feel safe, secure, and cherished. Be reliable. Be consistent. Be the man who shows up and stays committed. Don't let your love be a series of temporary highs and lows. Don't let her question whether you'll be there when things get tough. Show her, through your actions, that she can rely on you, no matter what. That's the true test of love. As Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Don't just talk about being reliable. Be reliable. In modern life, it's easy to get caught up in the rush for excitement, for thrill, for new experiences. But in the midst of all that, don't forget what matters. The greatest relationships are built on reliability, not on the highest highs. It's easy to be a man of intensity, but it takes strength, character, and discipline to be a man of consistency. Women appreciate a man who stays grounded, who is steady, and who can weather the storm with them. This is the essence of real strength. This is how you master life and relationships. Let's put it bluntly. If you're looking to be the kind of man who truly earns respect, who builds deep and lasting love, then you need to focus on consistency. That's what she'll appreciate the most. She doesn't need promises that are broken. She needs you to be dependable, to be there when it matters, and to be a man of your word. That's what sets you apart. So, make the choice today. Be the rock she can lean on. Be reliable every single day, and watch how your bond grows deeper than you ever thought possible. Trust is built not in moments of intense emotion, but in moments of quiet, consistent action. Build it now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Do this, and you will see the fruits of your labor. Your relationship will become a fortress, built on trust and unwavering reliability. And in that fortress, love will thrive, grow, and endure. You have the power to master this. You have the strength to make this a reality. So, don't wait. Don't waste time. Show up every day. Prove your love through actions, not just words. And when you do, you will witness a transformation in your relationship that will change everything. Number 16, a heart that listens deeply. A heart that listens deeply is one of the most profound gifts you can give, and it's a quality that women truly appreciate more than the most eloquent words. Listening is not just hearing what she says, but truly understanding her, feeling what she feels, and acknowledging her experiences. Too often, men believe that love is demonstrated by offering solutions, solving problems, or fixing things. But real love is in the moments of silent presence. It's in the act of giving her your undivided attention. Listening with intent is more powerful than any "I love you," because it shows that you truly value her thoughts, emotions, and everything she holds inside. The greatest gift you can give someone is your undivided attention, said Oprah Winfrey. This is not about speaking more. It's about being there for her without any agenda, just offering your presence and listening heart. When you listen deeply, you show that her voice matters, her feelings matter, and that she is worthy of being heard. It's the highest form of respect, and one that creates a bond stronger than any words could. In modern life, filled with distractions and constant noise, the act of being truly present for someone is rare, and it's precisely what women need. They don't need you to solve everything, to give advice on every issue, or to make everything better. What they need is for you to be a steady, unwavering force who will hear them, who will reflect on what they've said, and who will acknowledge their inner worlds without rushing in to change things. As the Stoics would say, you must accept the present moment as it is, and the present moment includes truly hearing her, not with the aim to fix, but to be present and allow her to express herself. Be silent, or say something better than silence, said Pythagoras. You must learn to be patient. You must learn to wait in those moments where she expresses herself without feeling the need to immediately interject or fix things. Sometimes, the answer lies not in words, but in presence. When you listen deeply, you connect with her on a level that no amount of grand gestures ever could. You become her confidant, her partner, her safe space. That is how you build a relationship based on trust, vulnerability, and a true emotional connection. Your silence, when accompanied by your full attention, speaks volumes. It tells her that you are invested in understanding her, that her words have weight and significance, and that she is not alone in her struggles. Today, more than ever, listening is a rare commodity. Women are used to being interrupted, to their words going unheard, or to their feelings being dismissed, but you have the opportunity to set yourself apart. You must be the man who listens, not just listens with your ears, but listens with your heart. The ear is the avenue to the heart, said Robert C. Frost. And this couldn't be truer in a relationship. When you listen, you open the door to her heart, and that door can lead to a love stronger than any fleeting attraction or superficial connection. You must understand that listening is an act of power. It's a display of confidence and emotional strength that says, I value you more than my own need to speak. This act of listening doesn't require grand gestures or loud declarations. It requires humility, patience, and a quiet presence that is willing to hear her completely. You must master the art of listening, not with the goal of answering, but with the goal of understanding. It's not about what you say next, it's about what you hear now. You must listen with intent. Listen as though each word she says is a vital piece of the puzzle that makes her who she is. The deeper you listen, the more she will open up to you. You will find that your connection strengthens and deepens. This is how true intimacy is built, not in the loud moments, but in the quiet ones. Don't interrupt her. Don't rush to offer a solution. Just be there. Listen, and give her the space to express herself fully. You'll be amazed at how this creates a bond that transcends surface-level interactions. Listening creates a sense of trust. It shows her that you're not just interested in her body or her company. You are interested in her thoughts, her feelings, her entire being. When you listen to her deeply, you give her something most men can't: emotional safety. You show her that her inner world is just as important as the external world. This builds a strong foundation for your relationship, one that will outlast superficial gestures and fleeting moments of passion. It's the kind of relationship where respect and love grow in equal measure. The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said, said Peter Drucker. You must listen not just to the words, but to the silence between them, the feelings and thoughts unspoken. This is the key to understanding her in a way that goes beyond mere words. Mastering the art of listening is not easy, but it is essential. It requires focus, presence, and discipline, but the rewards are more than worth it. When you listen, when you become a man who truly hears her, you will see how much more she will open up to you, trust you and love you. You will become the man she turns to, not because you have the right answers, but because you have the right heart. And that is something that no "I love you" could ever replace. Your ability to listen will be your greatest asset in any relationship. Let it be your legacy. Hey there. Thank you for sticking with me until the end. You've just unlocked a new way of thinking about love, and trust me, that's something truly powerful. What we're talking about here isn't a collection of random tips or fleeting ideas. This is about real, lasting transformation. When you show up with presence, touch with purpose, and speak with truth, you're not just engaging in love anymore. You're leaving an impression, a lasting, unforgettable impression that stays with someone long after the moment has passed. That's how you become unforgettable in their eyes, how you command their attention and respect, not just in the moment, but in their heart. If this resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, subscribe for more content that digs deep into the soul, and share this with a man who's ready to step up and move differently in love. You're no longer chasing attention or validation. You're commanding connection, building something real, something meaningful. This is the shift you need to make if you want to evolve in how you connect with others on a deeper level. It's about living with intention, giving energy that comes from a place of authenticity and strength. And always remember, this kind of energy doesn't fade. It doesn't just vanish after a quick exchange. It lingers, it echoes, it builds something far stronger than temporary attraction. So, stay glowing, stay grounded, stay true to the energy you're creating, because that's the energy that will elevate you and those around you. I'll see you soon. Keep moving forward.